What's going on, sports fans? We got the third segment of the Double Team Talk Show. Roberts, what's the rundown for today?
So this week we have our Week 6 sleepers and busts for fantasy football, and we also have the long-awaited GOAT talk for the NBA between LeBron James and Michael Jordan. Jackson, what do you think?
Well, I hate to burst everyone's bubble, but LeBron is not quite there yet. I think he's moved into the second greatest player of all time, in my opinion, passing Magic Johnson. But I don't think this fourth championship has enough weight to it to bring him past Michael. I think that this will go down as one of the easier roads to a championship we've ever seen. And I think that in comparison to his other ones, I just don't think it carries the weight that some of Michael's did and even some of LeBron's past championships.
Easy road? There's no way you can call it an easy road. There's no fans. You're stuck in a hotel for 2 months, meaning you're almost driving yourself crazy because the only thing you have is you and basketball. This has got to be one of the most difficult NBA championships to win. I think that even with this fourth championship, now he has 4 finals MVPs, which means he's 100% in terms of championship wins and finals MVPs, just like Jordan. And with that, every single finals that he has lost, it's been against Hall of Fame players such as Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, Dirk, and Tim Duncan. So I think it's hard to argue that even with LeBron's losses, that he is not the GOAT.
Well, Robert, I actually think it is hard to argue that LeBron is the GOAT still. I think going away from championships, I'm still going to say that Michael has LeBron beaten championships, but if we're moving away from that, going to stats, Michael has LeBron beat in a lot of categories and stats, and I don't think he should, because LeBron, everyone talks about his longevity, playing 17 seasons in the NBA. He should have Michael beat by now in every single statistical category. If he's the GOAT, then why isn't he ahead of Michael in every statistical category?
But that's the thing, he pretty much is. And when was the last time Michael Jordan ever averaged 10 assists in a season? Never. LeBron just led the league this year in year 17. That's longevity right there. In addition, he has multiple MVPs, not as many as Michael Jordan, but is still sufficient enough, along with making many defensive all NBAs. And he's never really had a sufficient increase in play, and he actually had a very steep decline once he came back after his 6th championship.
Well, I mean, he's had no sufficient increase because he was averaging 30 points for almost 10 seasons straight. I don't think he could go any higher than the level he was playing at. And I think when talking about his decrease, I mean, he retired for the second time, and he was coming back and he was 38 years old. So no one talks about those Wizard years because he was old. He's almost 40 years old and still averaging about 20 points per game. So.
Well, all I got to say is, like LeBron said in his championship speech, give that man his respect.
All right, well, I give him respect. I still think he's the second greatest player in NBA history, but I don't know. Let us know what you guys think in the comments section. Who is the GOAT?
So heading into week 6, we are avid fantasy football players, and we are going to tell you guys our sleepers and our busts. Jackson, what's your sleeper this week?
Yeah, today, my sleeper, I got Myles Gaskin, the running back for the Miami Dolphins. I think he's got a perfect matchup against the horrendous Jets. We could say so many things about that Jets defense, the entire Jets team, and how poorly they've been playing this week. I think Myles Gaskin's coming off of a nice week. Scored a touchdown on the goal line, took that away from Matt Breida and Jordan Howard. I think he's just going to go to town this week against the Jets. I think anytime you have players playing against the Jets, they're automatic starts. I put him as a high-end RB2 this week.
And my sleeper pick is actually Julio Jones, which if you told me at the beginning of the season Julio Jones would be a sleeper pick, I wouldn't believe you. But he's coming off of injury. He is finally healthy. He's had a full week of practice, and they're playing against the Minnesota Vikings. The Vikings have one of the worst secondaries in the NFL. And I just think that Matt Ryan is going to torch that defense and go to Julio Jones as often as possible, because since Calvin really has had such a big impact on that offense since Julio Jones has been out, I think that they're going to be more focused on Calvin Ridley, and Julio Jones will have many opportunities.
Yeah, in terms of busts this week, I'm going to say Kareem Hunt, the starting running back for the Cleveland Browns. I think he's got a really tough matchup against Pittsburgh this week. If you saw last week, they had the Eagles. Miles Sanders broke off a 74-yard run, but other than that, the run game was rendered useless. And I think that Cleveland's going to have a really tough time rushing the ball. And, you know, they've been really good all season, but this Pittsburgh defense is stout on the defensive line. And I don't think Kareem Hunt's going to have a great week. I would say he's a low-end RB2, even a RB3.
Yeah, my bust for this week is actually going to be CeeDee Lamb. He's had a great couple of weeks, but with the injury of Dak Prescott, I don't think Andy Dalton can step up, and especially not against this solid Arizona Cardinals defense, especially since that pass rush will be getting to the quarterback, not giving Andy Dalton enough time to get passes off. And in general, I just don't think that he's going to keep this level of productivity without Dak Prescott, because now they have 3 receivers and an unexperienced quarterback with the team. Andy Dalton is a very experienced quarterback, but he has not been on a playoff team in years. And so I just think overall that it's not going to be a successful week for CeeDee Lamb, and I would not recommend putting him in your wide receiver slot or your flex.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel and check out our Twitter at MBHSMade.
And if you think you know sports, answer the trivia questions in the Google form linked below or the link on the screen, and you have the chance of running our new 24-second violation trivia challenge. I'm Robert Stewart, and that's Jasmine Corbett signing off.